The mics.
Okay.
Hey, LHC family. Happy Wednesday. We finally got Miss Shannon on here to join us for live for real.
Hey, everybody.
We hope you guys are doing well. While we're waiting for a few more people to join us, just a couple reminders that at any point in time during the week, you can jump onto lhc.live/share and let us know any needs that you may have. And then if you haven't signed up for a text service yet, you can text LHC to 513-854-1982. So that's LHC to 513-854-1982. And that's just kind of how we're keeping up the vital communication. So we'll be able to send you links when it's time to register for those Sunday night services and all that kind of stuff. We'll talk about more of that here in a little bit. Shannon, so what has your favorite COVID activity been up to this point?
Probably games with my kids. Like, they're old now, older. Yeah. But we have rediscovered games at our house. So Chris does not participate much. He is not a games guy.
Well, if Chris can't win and it's a guaranteed win, he ain't going to do it.
He's not doing it. So we love card games. So we've been playing a lot of card games. Although the last week or so, the girls are watching a lot of Netflix. So it is what it is.
We started watching Oak Island on Monday. We had never seen it, and it's amazing. It sucks you in. Have you guys ever watched Oak Island?
What is that?
It's these people investing millions of dollars trying to find a treasure on an island. And they keep they're in their 8th season. They haven't found really anything yet, but there's something about it that you're rooting for them.
That's funny. No, I haven't heard of that one.
Yep. No. Guys, just so you know, you can comment as we go along. If you guys have questions along the way, thoughts as we go through this conversation about our virtual VBS and regathering, you can feel free to post those. Shannon and I were just talking before this went live. As many questions as you have, we have them as well. And so the first thing, if you have concerns about anything that we're putting out or a process that we're going through, we'd love you to talk to us. Let us know, email us, call us. Because we're working through this the same way that you are in your life and making decisions for your family in the same way we're making decisions for our church family, which is slightly larger than your family unit going out to dinner or not. So we would love to talk to you. Don't fret. Don't feel like you can't communicate with us. We love you guys, and we want to get back together as much as you do, if not more. Agreed?
Maybe more. Maybe a little more.
Yep.
This has been difficult.
Yep. One of the things that we wanted to do this year is something different, and that's do something for our kids, that enables you to not only have an activity for your kids and lead them and disciple them, but also be able to evangelize your neighbors and have an opportunity to share the gospel with them and share Jesus with them. So Shannon, I wanted her to come on here, and she offered, willingly. She may never do it again, but she offered to come and join us today to kind of talk about something that we're putting together for our kids this summer.
So we decided after some years of taking a break of our physical VBS for, multitude of reasons, we kind of gathered as a team and decided that this year would be a really great opportunity and fun way to reintroduce VBS, at least for this year, and do it virtually. So we're so excited about that. So you won't actually be meeting on campus. You'll be doing it in your own homes. One of the main reasons there's Vacation Bible School is to reach the unchurched and evangelize to children. And so we took that into account when we started planning for this virtual VBS. And I sent out a survey to parents prior to making that decision to see, kind of gauge where all you guys are. And 82%, I think, all said, yes, absolutely, sign us up for a virtual VBS. So I think you guys will really love it. The premise, I guess, a lot of questions are like, what exactly is that? So since you're not on campus, it's kind of like VBS in a box. We will provide everything for you to have a really great VBS in your home. I would say 99% of the stuff. We may not send everybody scissors, but things like that you might have at your house, we probably won't provide. But everything else will be in the box. But, we were always trying to figure out, like, if VBS's main mission is to be missional, how can we do that virtually? And so we've come up with two options based on that survey. One of them is you can sign up for an additional box. And so you can drop that off to an unchurched friend who has kids so they can participate right along with us. And you can just send them a text like, hey, getting ready to do our VBS. When are you guys doing it? Or something simple like that. The other option is a backyard VBS at your house. If you are comfortable and you can still maintain the social guidelines and distancing rules, go for it. I mean, I know a lot of you guys are already playing with your neighbor kids and things like that. So you have the option of signing up for either one of those along with your own box. So I think that's just a really great, easy way to introduce Jesus to people who may not come to church building and introduce them that way. So
Yeah.
Were you gonna ask me something?
No, I love the concept. I think it's really, really good. One of the frustrations that we had with VBS early on was just it seemed to be church families just church hopping for childcare for their kids. So this concept, I'm excited to see it play out. As we talk about church is not a building, that we are a movement, and we talk about going out as opposed to coming into a building. That's really not a COVID philosophy. That is what the church is. We are out there, sharing the gospel, the hope that we find in Jesus with people. And what better way to do it, than hosting it in your house instead of dragging them into a building.
Yeah. And honestly, we had talked about doing like a backyard club years ago. And at the time it was weird. It was a little odd. Yeah. But honestly, we're just taking advantage of this time, this really strange period that we're living in, that's not so weird to be like, hey, we can't go to church, but come to my house. So we're kind of taking advantage of this crisis and using it to expand the gospel. So
that's very exciting.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. One difference, obviously, than not being in the building is that it's not going to run for 5 consecutive days because we thought that might be a little bit too much for families. So thankfully, the way it worked out, July has 5 Wednesdays. So we are going to prep it so you can do VBS at your house or in your backyard each Wednesday of the month of July.
Yeah. Now, if Wednesdays don't work, they could probably do it, on a Friday or a Saturday. I mean, if they want to have their neighbors over and families interact, if they're comfortable with it, that gives them freedom, right? There's no mandate on Wednesdays.
Absolutely. The only reason Wednesday is important is because part of the virtual VBS is that we will be providing a link to a video that will, and I can explain all of that, and we will post that every Wednesday at 9 a.m. So you could do it anytime, but it just won't be available until 9 a.m. on Wednesday.
Okay.
So you could really do it, whenever worked for your family. But on that video, so we have like a lot of these, not manufacturers, but like, what am I trying to say? Like the book publishers have given churches permission this year to edit and redo their stuff in order to make it personal for churches. So we are fortunate that we have some really great storytellers. Rick Mortensen are amazing. And they are going to come in and do the story every week. And then we have someone who's going to do the crafts, and we have someone doing the games.
I saw the Bustles are going to do some mission stuff. That's exciting.
I'm so excited. I talked to her yesterday. We kind of confirmed it. So even the mission portion that the kids are used to, bringing in money for missions, we're still going to encourage families to collect like pennies throughout the month. And all of that money will go to the Bustles, and the Bustles are going to send us 3 to 5 minute video clips of like their life in Myanmar and,
so exciting.
They're doing. Yeah. So I think it'll be super fun for the kids to see the Bustle kids again. And if they don't know them, to get to know them. So all of that part is digital, which is what will be released on Wednesday mornings. And then all the stuff that you need for like the games and the crafts. That's what will be in the box.
How will they pick those boxes up? Will those boxes be at the church?
Yes. So on June 26th, which is the Friday before VBS officially starts, we'll have a pickup time. We're not quite sure what that looks like yet, but the week of June 22nd, we will email everybody out their time of pickup and that kind of stuff. So yeah, for sure. They're just going to come here and pick up a box or two, whatever they have signed up for.
Okay. Yeah. Now, you mentioned signing up. What does that look like?
So starting, I guess, I don't know, you linked it. So is it active now?
Yep, it's active now. Yep.
Okay. So lhc.life/VBS is the registration form. So you want to go on there and answer all those questions. That's where you sign up for an extra box or two, and then, so you can start that today. And then registration closes June 10th. And that's all on that registration page. But June 10th is the deadline because we have to have enough time to get all the stuff and prep it for the families.
And is there an option on that form for them to register? Like if they're not comfortable yet to have their neighbors in their home or their friends in their home, that they can register an additional family from that same form. So they don't have to do multiple forms. They can just do it.
Correct. Yep. Okay. So they have both of those options on that same form. Yes, I want to take a box, or yes, I want, or no, or yes or no, I want to have people in my backyard. So it's all one form. Okay. It should only take a few minutes to fill out, really. Yeah. So, I'm trying to think. And if anyone's curious, the theme this year is concrete and cranes. So I think the boys are going to particularly love that. But the music, of course, is always super fun. And I don't know, Kyle, you're frozen on my end, so I have no idea. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I think I'm frozen now.
Okay. You are frozen. So I don't know where you lost me, but the VBS theme is concretes and cranes. And so it's all building on the foundation of Jesus. And the whole emphasis is Jesus chooses to love me and I can't earn it. And so each day kind of builds on that theme, the foundational things of Jesus. So it's a really great evangelistic theme this year. And I think the parents are going to love it, boys and girls. Yeah.
Exciting. Very exciting. Yep. So they can go to that link at lhc.life/VBS. And you say June 10th or 6th? What did you say?
10th.
June 6th is the deadline. 10th is the deadline. So June 10th.
Yeah. And just to mention, it's for kids entering kindergarten through entering 6th grade. So K through 6th.
Okay. That's awesome. Anything else?
I don't think so. I think I got all the points there. When you register, there's a on the registration page, there is a PDF file that has like all the things I just talked about and some additional questions. So make sure you click on that before you hit register because it doesn't show back up, which I don't know why it does that, but that's the way it is. So all those dates and emails and stuff are on that form.
Okay, that's great. Well, we also wanted to just briefly, our Sunday gatherings are coming up, our Sunday evening gatherings, which we are so excited to get our people back in the building and see your faces. We wanted to real quick talk about a couple things as we're putting together. Chris and Cassidy Batty have done a great job. They've already been in the building, taping off the floors and, putting the lines in, getting the hand sanitizers ready. We're just trying to go along with the ever-changing information that comes in on what's important and what is not important. So we're doing our best to make sure that we are loving our neighbors well, loving each other well. And one of the ways that we're going to do that, because we know that there's a limit to the amount of people that can be in our building and maintain that safe distance, we are going to ask you to register for the services so that we can keep track of how many people are planning on attending. So you need to make sure that you register all of your family that's going to be coming and sitting in the building so that we know. On top of that, though, it gives us insight into whether or not we need to do a second service or if we need to have some overflow space available. So please make sure that you register. That link for that registration is just simply lhc.life/register, and that will let us know. And you can actually do that right now. We'll be sending lots of communication about that over the next 24 hours and the next week really to come so that you know how you can participate with your family. And one of the questions that keeps coming up is this issue of childcare, which is something that is hard to grab a hold of. Churches and health organizations nationwide are having, a lot of dialogue about that. And Shannon's been a part of a lot of those conversations and trying to get as much information as possible on how to keep our kids safe. So Shannon, do you want to talk about that a little bit as far as what our plans are at this moment?
Sure. So, as Kyle said, this isn't a decision that we've come to lightly. Lots of discussions and prayer. And so at the time, I think Brad might have even mentioned this briefly in his letter that he sent out, that we won't have any type of children's ministry until August at the earliest. So just hear those couple words, like at the earliest. Things are ever changing, always evolving. We have no idea what summer is going to look like. And we are, we're paying attention to what the CDC recommendations are, but also what other churches are doing and the leaders in this COVID crisis, like what they're recommending to keep our kids safe. So for the summer, I'll just continue sending out the lessons every week. And Devin's working on another packet to send out to, K through 4 families. And so, we're trying to keep everybody engaged the best we can, but we will not have children's ministry until at least August.
Yeah. None of us are scientists, that might be a surprise to you, but none of us, are able to completely grasp everything that's going on. So, no, we're not, just doing what other churches are doing because we don't know what to do. All of us churches are in the same boat, and we're trying to gain the same information together and reason through it, and most importantly, pray through it. All churches are going to take a different stance. Liberty Heights happens to be a larger ministry, which means that there's more people that are engaged with our gatherings than what would be a smaller church. And so we're trying to be as cautious as possible to make sure that we make the best decision, knowing that it may not be perfect. So anyway, we love you guys. We can't wait to get back together in a building again. And just reiterating, contact us if you have questions. Let us know. You can go to lhc.live/share if you don't have our direct emails and share that way. Or you can go to our website and find us there, or just give us a call at the church because we want to work through this together as we, get through these crazy times. All right. Yeah. Does anybody have I don't think nobody's had any questions. I think your husband said mia sposa, and I hope that's your husband. His name didn't show up. So if it's not your husband, we're in trouble.
He's supposed to be studying. I don't know what he's doing down there.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Can't wait to see you. And like I said, don't hesitate to contact us. We're a family. We're doing this together.
All right. Thanks, Kyle.